Hello, everyone. My name is Joanna and I'm the PDSO for the school and also coordinator for the International Student Advising. And today in the studio with me is Karen Mahaffey. Karen is the director of enrollment, and she is also director of the student relations on the International Student site and Community College. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you.
I would like to also add to that the purpose of this conversation today is we're gonna talk about the F-1 visa process, and also we would like to, with this conversation, we would like to help you go through the visa process from your home country, and the questions that we prepared will take you through the process and help you prepare for the visa interview.
Thank you, Joanna. So can you please tell us about the F-1 student visa process in general and how that works for students?
F-1 visa, it's given specifically to students who are coming to the U.S. To study in colleges on a different level of education. So you can apply for a F-1 visa to come to the U.S. And after that, you can get an associate degree, you can get a bachelor's degree, master's degree, or doctoral degree. That visa, it's a little bit different from other non-immigrant visas, and the process is pretty specific, which we're going to talk about that as well. But again, the purpose of F-1 visa, it's academic studying specific program in a college, in a university.
How does the F-1 student visa process differ from any other non-immigrant visa, to your point that you mentioned?
So first, students who are applying for F-1 visa, they're doing their own research, obviously, from their home country. And students are doing their own research, and they are applying for colleges. So they need to be admitted first. They need to meet specific criteria, obviously, for admissions, which usually different colleges, and including Walsh College, we have a specific website designed for the admission process where students can find information, what documents they have to submit to us to be admitted. And then also they have to have a specific immigration documents to bring it with them later to the visa interview.
Okay, thank you. How soon in advance may a student or a potential student apply for their F-1 student visa?
So the regulations have changed recently, and the nice thing about it is now students can apply as soon as 365 days before their intended start term. So for example, if students are trying to come to Walsh College in the fall of 2025, they can apply as soon as today. And again, as long as they have the required documents, certificate of admission, the I-20 that the International Student Office would issue for them.
Okay. What are the required documents for an F-1 student visa that the embassy would require at the interview?
So again, the students need to be admitted first. So the certificate of admission is very important. And obviously the document of certificate of eligibility, which is always issued by the school designated school official, and that's the I-20 document. After the student receives those documents, they will apply for DS-160, which is the basically request for the visa interview. That is separate from what the school will give the students. And that can be done again as soon as 365 days before the intended enrollment term. And students, once they have all these documents, they can start the preparation. And the route here is also very specific as far as the preparations, the paperwork, and right after they have their passport, the passport needs to be valid, obviously, for the duration at least of the program that they intend to study in the U.S. So, for example, if they wanted to apply for F-1 visa to come and study here in the U.S. for a bachelor's degree, right? The standard number of years to get their bachelor's degree is 4 years. So that's how long the I-20 will be issued for. When students are coming here to the U.S. to study for their master's, That would be probably 24 months. 24, that would be the standard duration that is indicated on the form of I-20. And doctoral program, that would be, we issue in Walsh College, we issue I-20 for at least 4 years, because the standard number of credits to get their doctoral degree, it would be 60 credits.
Okay. And with that, the required documents that the student must submit to the college does that also include information that they would take to their visa appointment at their embassy?
Absolutely. That is very important. The students, again, they need to make sure that they have their passport, their I-20, the certificate of admission, and in addition to that, that DS-160 form. Once they get into the embassy in their home country, right, we have students who are applying from all over the world. And again, the amount of time that the students would need to schedule that visa appointment, it really depends on where they're applying from. So there are countries that the time can take as soon as 2 weeks, 30 days. And there are countries where that wait time is a little bit longer. So it's always great to be very proactive in that process and stay in communication with the DSO, with Walsh College. So either myself or you, Karen, because we both are the designated school officials here, and let us know when that interview, could possibly happen. And, then we always offer that kind of service here at Walsh. If students want to meet with one of us or myself or you or also we have Olivia in our office, if they wanted to schedule a particular Zoom meeting or phone call to help them prepare for that interview, we're also available for that as well. But it's very important that the students are well prepared as far as documents, but also they're prepared to answer their questions. And those questions I know that we're gonna cover a little bit in a minute, but those are pretty specific as well.
And it's very important that the students make sure that they're pursuing with you what exact documents they should have and be prepared when they go to their interview and submit everything that they are required to submit for the interview. What information is the embassy interested in during the visa interview? What would they like to hear from the student, or what types of questions will they ask the students?
So this is very important, and that step I want to emphasize to listen carefully and then also do your own research if you're able to. So the very important thing is that the students are able to prove that they have a very strong ties to their country. What the embassy officers are looking for specifically is that they have a certain academic qualifications. So that would be one thing. Let's say if they pursued and they already coming to the U.S. with a bachelor's degree, and then they are coming to us to pursue master's or doctoral degree, that is very important that they can also support that. Bringing resume would be a great thing, or possibly some sort of, acknowledgement from work. That's a one thing that can help during the visa interview. The other thing, the strong ties to their home country, it would be that they have a certain financial assets, and here family would be important. If those are if the family signed their financial sponsorship documents, it would be very important to have that document with them during the interview. And then in addition to that, let's say some students here come to Walsh and we do accept financial, as the proof of financial abilities, it would be the educational loan. Now, the educational loan, it's not ideal, but we do accept that. But in addition to that financial, that financial document, the student loan, it would be additional documents, something like your private bank statement, or if you own any properties in your home country, that would also help to convince the embassy officer that you are very serious about just getting your degree and going back home. If you have a great job, there would be also maybe a pay stub from your job that would also help, and that would basically prove that you have that employment currently within a company, and you just coming to the U.S. basically to further your education and then to help and advance in your career as well.
And you've said it's very important to make sure that the students have any financial supporting documents that they can have and ties to their country.
That is correct.
Okay. Are there any other tips you can give for potential F-1 students in preparation for their interview?
So obviously, like any other interview, we are all nervous, right? When we are interviewing for a job, we are interviewing, with the boss for possible promotion, we're always nervous. So we always need to keep in mind to make the best out of the circumstances. So how do I prepare myself knowing that I will be nervous, and how can I present myself to be and sound credible? But at the same time, to also be able to convince the officer I'm the great candidate to come to the U.S. and to be approved for that visa. So I always tell students when I meet with them, go in front of mirror and possibly, introduce yourself. If there will be questions, I'm sure there will be a question, why do you want to come to the U.S. and study? Be prepared for that. And I'm sure that you have a great reasons. Now, the other thing, make sure you keep those answers very brief and to the point. And again, the nervousness would probably come up, but at the same time, and I know from my own experience, English is not your first language, right? So that practice in the front of the mirror, trying to, emphasize the words and trying to kind of practice what you're going to say specifically, that helps you. Also, how do you present yourself during the interview? Make sure that you also dress properly. So, and make sure your hair is put together, that if, males, they want to make sure that they, don't have any facial hair and things like that. That would also help, because that means that it brings a credibility to your, the looks. And then you're coming to the U.S. trying to further your career so that you're serious about it. So again, all of those things are important in addition to the documents that you're bringing with you. And be confident. That's another thing. Be sure, and the confidence makes all the difference, because if you're confident, and then also do a research about the school that you're going to, that is very important. So make sure that you know the Walsh College. We are in Michigan. We're in Troy, Michigan, right? We are very close to Detroit. However, we're in the suburbs of Detroit. So what programs do we offer? Make sure that you're able to answer those questions. In addition, be prepared to answer why Walsh College, right? There are so many other schools in the area, but you chose Walsh College. Tell us about it. Be always transparent with your answers. Try not to make the impression that you're trying to hide something, right? That's very, very important. So if you chose Walsh College just because of one of our partnership programs, don't be afraid to talk about that. Make sure that you say, I found Walsh College through one of our partnerships. And make sure you talk about this. I completed 1 year with, let's say, great learning. And now I'm, going to the US to complete my degree. That is very important. So then after that, you can, whatever your plans might be, if you want to use that OPT after you complete your degree, make sure you also say that. I would like to also apply for some practical training after I get my degree, so I get that hands-on experience. All of that is very important. The preparation, the research, how you present yourself makes all the difference.
And you've said you're more than welcome to have students meet with you, and you could do a mock interview for them. Correct?
Absolutely. They're always welcome to meet with us.
Thank you. Do you have anything else that you'd like to share?
I think if you have any questions, we will post contact information for myself, for Karen. And again, we're happy to answer any questions from students. Always. We love that personal touch, and we always available for phone call. We only phone call and Zoom away. Thank you so much.
Thank you.